All right, let's see if we can have a proper intro. What's the video about? Two things, carbon fiber. More importantly, this 46 gram frame, 5-inch German handmade, awesome racing frame. We'll talk about it. And the second thing is, this is because you guys requested it so much. Where is it? It is about Ummagrip and Kyosho gel. And I had tested these and found out what they're made of, and people want to know, so here it is. We'll talk about it and where you can get it for the cheap. Coming up. Okay, dudes, let's go. So this is a piece of carbon fiber probe. This is actually from this frame. Dude at Airpunk was cool enough. He sent us a bunch of stuff to kind of help demonstrate what is going on with this carbon stuff. So let's talk about this, starting with this frame, okay? This is from Airpunk. It's called the Crossbow. It's a German company. It's a racing frame, super thin, 46 grams. Curved design to help with stiffness, being that it's so thin. So as you can see, it's curved in the opposite direction of the motor thrust. So it does flex a little bit, but how much? I guess I'd have to throw some motors on to see if it actually made a difference. But 46 grams, I'll take it. I'll take a little bit of flex. So this is what we call a pre-preg carbon frame. So this carbon comes pre-impregnated, pre-preg, with the resin, a reinforcer in there. It may have like aramid or something, Inegra in there. But the main difference is, as opposed to something like this, the Copus 2, which is also a unique reinforced carbon. We'll talk about that in a second. This is a CNC carbon. So it comes, when they get it, it's in just a big sheet like this. This is foam, obviously, but a sheet of carbon that a CNC machine will cut the pieces out of. Now, this frame, a pre-preg frame, this is the cap to it. It comes, you basically take these sheets. So you have the twill. Is this the twill? Yeah, you have the carbon twill. You have the T700 carbon, which is the best carbon you can get, and the reinforcer, the Inegra. Let me peel it back so you can see, take a look at what it looks like. The Inegra goes in the middle, like a sandwich. The twill goes on the top, the carbon and resin, whatever. So it's like this, basically. You take this stuff, it's gonna be a little bit bigger, you put it in a mold, okay? And you heat it, vacuum it. When it pops out, boom, you get your pieces. So that way you can do things like curve the arm, which you can't do on a CNC carbon sheet. You can make you could make a single piece, I guess, out of CNC, but not a curved single piece. So this is your final result. You get a 46 gram thin, reinforced. Now the Inegra, the reinforcer, helps with flex, with strength, with braking. It won't break as easily. I guess it will be able to absorb more load. As where this is reinforced with the Inegra, the Copus went in a direction where they reinforced with carbon, but carbon foam here. They have, there is such thing as carbon foam. It's, I mean, well, obviously it's in the frame, but they got this, and the idea here was to sandwich the carbon between, the carbon foam between two layers of carbon to stop delamination. Because, you know, when your arm starts delaminating, you eventually get to a point where the arm is lost, and it happens rather quickly. So when you see it starting to kind of flake off, it starts looking like a deck of cards at the end, it's going to be another couple weeks before that arm is done. Maybe one more crash and it's toast. But the idea here is the carbon foam is a little more brittle and more adhesive, so there's nothing to delaminate here because there's no layers. It's a foam, so it just kind of chips off. But I think that an unforeseen consequence they had was that the arms were breaking a lot easier. Now, I didn't break one of these arms, but I did hear a lot of people were breaking arms, and sometimes the chipping would be till the motor screw, so the arm would be toast anyway. FLIGHTONE was sending me a Exorcist frame, but it's going to be a little bit delayed, and I've already waited. It's been 2 weeks since I put out a video, so I can't wait any longer. So Airpunk, you get the spotlight, dude. Thank you for sending me this frame. Oh, anyway, let's move on. Boom, here we go. What do we have here? Ummagrip, what is it? So I was sick of paying for Ummagrip. I thought it was overpriced. Kyosho gel being way more overpriced, $14 for a strip. So I looked it up online to see why it was so expensive. And I basically found out because one company, after I analyzed it and I found out what it's made of, I found out one company has the patent to that. So everyone who sells Ummagrip or Kyosho gel is buying it from the guy that makes this. And I was kind of had a moral dilemma on, should I tell people what it is? And yes, why not? Because these guys didn't invent it, they're just reselling it. So let's blow up their spot. Sorry, Tommy, but this is sorbethane. So it is the same thing that like they use in like Dr. Scholl's, basically. I don't know if Dr. Scholl's itself uses it, but those kind of insoles, or it's used in, you know, tennis racket, vibration dampening. It was invented a long time ago as a, I don't know, I forgot the history about it, but this isn't history class. So sorbethane on Amazon, like a 5-foot strip is 20 bucks or something. You basically never need to buy it again, just that one time. Check it out. If sorbethane is absorbing, Kyosho gel is absorbing vibration, then this is a super absorber. It is probably as like a silicone gel or something, but yeah, this is used for like drums to dampen drummer snare or toms or whatever. Just stick a little piece on there and it takes away some of that resonance. And this would be really cool to mount a gyro for a flight controller on. So like the Copus puts it on foam. Does the Copus put it on foam? Yeah. Not the Copus, the Kakute F7, they're mounting the gyro on foam, but what if they mounted it on this? That'd be crazy. Super, super, super vibration absorb. A couple more things to talk about. So 3K carbon, what's the deal? Why do they keep saying, oh, 3K this, 3K that? Well, the 3K is just how many filaments are in one toe. So a toe being like a line of string. So 3,000 filaments in 3K. Is that the most? Is that the best? Not really. It's just the most commonly used. So it goes up from 1,000 to 12,000. 12,000, you know, there wouldn't be any benefit to using that. I know the most expensive and rare one is like 1 in 2,000. I think 2,000 being the rarest, but it's just basically how many strands. So like think of it as hairs, carbon strands in one toe, one line of this weave that you see here. Then there's, you know, there's different weavings. There's unidirectional, where everything is woven in one direction, and that is the best for when you know that your load is coming in a particular direction. You can weave against that to make it strong in that particular direction. The problem with that is obviously that it becomes weaker in the other direction. So there is knit, there is you know, different kinds of knitting. There's reinforcing with honeycomb. There's all kind of stuff like, and what I want to take a second and talk about is this idea that I had. I was thinking, why not make a quad from a hollowed out, so the arms would be a little thicker, and aka stiffer, a hollowed out carbon reinforced plastic. So not pure carbon, because that's heavy, and that comes with its own issues. Reinforcing with plastic makes it light, makes it stiff, makes it have some give, not to fracture. I don't know. I've been looking into. That's actually how I came into contact with Airpunk. Was I was online and I was looking at some. I was looking at the Innegra website, the Kevlar-like reinforcement, and I talked to them a little bit about, you know, getting some samples and you know, send me some data sheets and stuff to look over. Another thing, the optimal way to make this obviously would be to have the Innegra, the most flexible element to the reinforcement on the outside, but then again it would make it really ugly and nobody wants to fly a snowflake out there. So Anyway, thank you, Airpunk. Here's his website one last time. Boop. Check it out. It'll be in the description. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you on the next one. If there's anything I left out, too bad. I just want to knock these videos out. I'm backed up. I have like 10 videos to make. I have products that people have been sending me, and I'm gonna put these out. I'm gonna try to do 2 a week starting from right now. So check you guys on the next one. Peace.